Hey, what's going on YouTube? Hey, I'm doing a little pond maintenance today, so I thought I'd tune in, show you what I'm doing, in case it's helpful. I'm a little uneven, so I'm going to try. See, I got a lot more top lead showing on the south side. The north side of the pond needs to come up about an inch. So I'm going to pump the water out, and then I'm going to use some leverage tools, pry the sides up, bring it up about an inch, drop sand in behind it and level it. But the main thing I got to do is this little waterfall, the top section I took out. I did that because it's leaking. So I'll take you over here and show you what's going on with it. All right, so here it is, the top part of the waterfall. And what we've got is on this corner, we got a crack. So there it is. Looks like a chicken foot. Got a crack in the corner here, just over age and time. So I got it cleaned up all the dirt. It was coated with this lime and stuff. So I got it cleaned up, and what I'm going to do, there's the inside cleaned up. So what I'm going to do with this on the outside, I'm going to take a soldering iron and I'm going to try to melt and weld this plastic together. Then I'm going to come on the inside and use some epoxy to seal that and just reinforce it. So what I got is I got this Gorilla epoxy, sets in 5 minutes. It's clear, bond strength, set time, indoor, outdoor, so it's water resistant. I really don't think, if I do a good job, it's not necessary, but it will strengthen it and hopefully keep from pulling my weld apart or re-cracking in that area. This is clear. I wanted a black for plastic, but of course they were out. But this says it works with most plastics, so usually that means a hard plastic. So that should be okay. All right, we got it in position. So here's the crack. We got to go down through here and try to do a little plastic weld on that. So we'll have to let her heat up, come back to it. All right, we got the soldering gun hot. Got this up at 3x speed, just to kind of speed things up. But I'm just melting the plastic, kind of pushing it together here, working it back and forth. This is on the outside. We're just coming over from the lateral crack, and then we'll work back down the vertical one. All right, now we're on the inside. I'll try to do the same thing. Just kind of melting and working the void back together. So this little pocket, I just cut some scrap material and filling that in where the hole is. There's my little scrap piece. I got to grab it, use it as filler. Then we're back to the outside. It had a low spot, so I cut a little piece to put in there as well. And that looks good enough for me. I'm happy with it. All right, so we got the pond pumped down to a level that we can manage and move. So we got shimmed up a little bit higher than we need, and we kind of measured off these fixed rocks where they needed to end up. So you can see it left a gap there, right down in there. So we're gonna put sand along there, all the way along this side, tamp it down. Probably leave it a little high because you know with the rain, water, it will settle just a bit. So just wanted to show you that piece before we put some sand down and tamp that. And that's all we're doing to level the pond. All right, we're putting water back in the pond. So we got it leveled around here to the height we wanted, just a little bit higher, and then we sprayed it with water, let it settle. So we're gonna fill it up, see how level it looks. All right, now that that's been cleaned off and melted back together, I'm gonna put some just some epoxy on the back. It's more not to seal so much, but just to give a little foothold, like a footrest to set on the ground, just another layer of protection for rigidity. And then on the inside, what I'll do is I'll just put some Flex Seal in there, liquid sealant. Should be sealed, melted together, but this will give it some rigidity on the outside, an extra layer of sealant, black sealant for the inside. And then while I'm mixing the epoxy, I'm going to go ahead and glue this little guy back together. Since I've had it since I was a kid, I've got the football, the baseball, and I forget what the other one is, but we'll go ahead and get that glued. I've put it off, so, or epoxied. So I'll mix this stuff up and put that on. Got the little stir stick. Break this off. And then we got 20 seconds to stir this stuff. And we got 5 minutes working time to set it. We'll use it in the tray here. All right, back to the inside. So you can see where it's cleaned off in that corner. I'm just going to go ahead and spray that with the Flex coating. Been shaking this can for over a minute now, so it should be good to go. All right, I think that's pretty good. It sealed it nicely. Looks like it covered in just all the little valleys, so I'm happy with that. All right, it's been 48 hours since the last couple coats. So that's just the resin. I just, put the rubberized undercoating on there as well. But there is the repair on that one, welded, and it's got the flex coat seal on it. And then this piece had leaked a couple years ago and I'd repaired it. You can see the resin. I just went ahead and covered that with some flex seal and cleaned up the inside. This had resin in it and I peeled the resin off, cleaned it up, and replaced with the flex seal, but it is melted and welded together. It didn't leak, but I figured while I'm doing, I'll go ahead and do both of them. So I'm getting ready to put those back in place. Got it back together. The leveling turned out pretty decent, both sides. I'm happy with that. Of course, we got water back in the pond. This center section, I'd fixed a couple years ago and it's held. So I'm hoping this top one will do the same, but they're filled with water and I'll know within a day or two, if they're holding. But overall, I'm happy with it. Rock's back in place. So now I can just hang out here on my porch and listen to the water. Hope it was helpful. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Until next time, take care and have a good one.